All rise. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. The Blount County Legislative Body is now in session with the Honorable Jerome Moon, Chairman, presiding. All persons having business with this Honorable Commission, draw near, give attention, and you shall be heard. God save the United States of America, the great state of Tennessee, and this Honorable Commission. At this time, Lieutenant Alexander Barnum, Young Marines, will lead us in a Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all very much. Y'all may be seated. Thank you. I'd like to welcome everyone to the June 2017 regular session of the Blount County Board of Commissioners. At this time, if you'll give your attention to the emergency evacuation procedures. In the event of an emergency evacuation, an alarm will sound. Everyone should exit the building by the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you've reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building and quickly proceed away from the building. Be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles. Are all the members who are present, have you signed in? Madam Clerk, are you ready to report tonight's attendance?
Mr. Chairman, there are 17 present. Commissioners Cole, Miller, Monroe, and Samples are absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioner Cole has a work schedule conflict. Commissioner Miller and Commissioner Samples, if the community will pray for them, it would be very, very helpful. Commissioner Monroe calls, she has a conflict tonight. At this time, the chair will entertain a motion to set the agenda.
So moved.
Commissioner Carter moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Carver seconds.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Bennett, you're recognized.
Mr. Chairman, I have a motion to amend the setting of the agenda and add resolution number 17-06-018, which is the Blount County Sheriff's Office Public Record Policy.
I have a motion by Commissioner Bennett to amend the setting of the agenda. Is there a second? Second. Commissioner Allen seconds. The pending motion is to amend tonight's agenda, adding resolution 17-06-018. Discussion. Are there members ready for the question? Pending motion is to amend the agenda tonight and add Resolution 1706018. If you're in favor of the amendment, vote yes. If you're opposed to the amendment, vote no. Have all the members voted?
Mr. Chairman, there are 16 yes votes and 1 no vote.
16 yes, 1 no. The motion to amend carries. The pending motion now is to adopt the agenda as amended. Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of setting the agenda as amended, vote yes. If you're opposed, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, there are 17 yes votes.
17 yes, 4 no. The agenda is set as amended. The item will become F12 in your schedule. The next item of business is item B, the consent calendar. The chair will stand for a motion to approve the consent calendar.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Bennett moves. Commissioner French seconds. It has been moved and seconded to approve the consent calendar. Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of approving the consent calendar, vote yes. If you're opposed to approving the consent calendar, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, there are 17 yes votes.
17 yes, 4 no. The consent calendar is approved. The next item of business is item C, public input on items on tonight's agenda. Does anyone wish to speak on any item on tonight's agenda? Mr. Mayor, you're recognized. You can speak from your seat, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. For the next year budget that starts July 1, I think it's very important that the people of Blount County understand what the 2017-18 budget is and how their tax dollars are appropriated in order to provide services to the citizens of Blount County. First, the budget this year is $196 million. This total includes appropriations for capital projects such as $415,000 for much needed safety equipment for our sheriff's deputies to protect them and the public. This also includes funding for the Sheriff's Office EMR program, which will provide training, medical first responders training, and give the life-saving tools to the deputies that they need to serve our citizens. I think this is something that we as a community should be very excited about. This total budget includes $1.1 million for an economic development project, which increases employment opportunities for all of our citizens. $1.85 million in the next phase of our modernization and our technology systems, which has been going absolutely wonderfully. And all of these will be paid for with fund balance. The Blount County Schools propose to fund various capital improvements to our schools with a $3.1 million of their fund balance. And I want to make a note that this in no way impacts their future maintenance of effort. The county has also allocated $115,000 towards the replacement of the bleachers at the Everett Recreation Center. The existing bleachers are from the 1956 era, and this project will be funded from the operating budget. Relative to the $1.1 million I mentioned before, this specifically will be set aside for a project that the IDB is recruiting. The shared costs will be $1.1 million from Blount County, $1.1 million from the city of Maryville. The state will have stakes in this also, and if we are not successful in recruiting this project, the $1.1 million will be restored to the county fund balance. Operationally, the budget also funds an additional $18,000 for the human resources to allow for an updated evergreen class and compensation study, and will let us provide a recognition to our employees on their 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, and 35 year anniversaries, something I feel our employees rightly deserve. Specifically, the $570,000 increase in the Highway Department budget is due to the additional gas tax money that the state of Tennessee implemented through the adoption of the Improve Act. With this additional funding, citizens will continue to see improvements in our roads as well as the many other projects that the Highway Department has been working on throughout this entire county. The increase that appear in each of the other elected official budgets are only due to our moving of the communications account from one central line item under the mayor's office to each individual department. Also, the step increase for our eligible employees and the cost of living are included in each budget. All of the budget details, not only these that I
There'll be more time in new business. Does anyone else wish to speak on tonight's agenda? Seeing no hands, there's no item under items D or E. The next item of business is F1A. The chair will stand for a motion on item F1A. Request for a transfer in the debt service fund in the amount of $292,200.99.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Commissioner Bennett moves, Commissioner Carver seconds. It has been moved and seconded to approve a budget transfer in the debt service fund. Are the members ready for the
Just a minute. They got it backwards.
budget transfer?
Okay. All right.
Pending motion is to approve a budget transfer in debt service in the amount of $292,200.99. Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of the budget transfer, vote yes. If you're opposed to the budget transfer, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, there are 17 yes votes.
17 yes, 4 no. The motion carries. The budget transfer is approved. The next item of business is F1B. Chair will stand for a motion on item F1B, request for a transfer in the General County Fund in the amount of $282,500. Commissioner French moves. Is there a second?
They need to hit their buttons.
Mr. French, if you'll move, and if the second, we'll push second. Commissioner Caskey seconds. It has been moved and seconded to approve a budget transfer in the General County Fund. Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of the budget transfer, vote yes. If you're opposed to the budget transfer, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, there are 17 yes votes.
17 yes, 4 no. The motion carries. The budget transfer is approved. The next item of business is F2A. The chair will stand for a motion on item F2A. Resolution 1706-003 to amend the General County budget by $5,000. Commissioner Kaler moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Lewis seconds. Commissioner Kaler, if you'll move on the system.
They got it.
Need the next item, F2A. F2B is still on the floor. F.
Why am I looking at A?
That's right.
F2A,
That's what I have in blue.
budget transfer $5,000.
F2A is what I've got.
Resolution 1706-003.
003.
Okay, I don't know what's wrong.
See right here on the floor. General, there we go. On the floor now, you should have the correct resolution, 1706-003. It's been moved and seconded.
If you all don't care to hit your motion buttons again, please.
French, Kaler and Lewis.
Thank you.
Are the members ready for the question? The pending motion is to adopt resolution 1706-003. If you're in favor of adopting, vote yes. If you're opposed, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, there are 17 yes votes.
17 yes, 4 no. The motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F2B. The chair will stand for a motion on item F2B. Resolution 1706-005 to amend the general county budget by $130,000. Commissioner Lewis moves. Commissioner Carver seconds. It's been moved and seconded to adopt Resolution 1706-005. Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of adopting the resolution, vote yes. If you're opposed to adoption, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, there are 17 yes votes.
17 yes, 4 no. The motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F2C. The chair will stand for a motion on item F2C. Resolution 1706-006 to amend the general county budget by $1,150. Commissioner Kaler moves. Is there a second? Second. Commissioner Lewis seconds. It has been moved and seconded to adopt Resolution 1706-006. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt the resolution.
Mr. Chairman, there are 17 yes votes.
17 yes, 4 no. The motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F2D. The chair will stand for a motion on item F2D. Resolution 1706-007 to amend the general county budget by $120,000.
So moved.
Commissioner Carver moves. Is there a second? Second. Commissioner Bennett seconds. It's been moved and seconded to adopt Resolution 1706-007. Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of adoption, vote yes. If you're opposed to adoption, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, there are 17 yes votes.
17 yes, 4 no. Motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F2E. The chair will stand for a motion on item F2E, Resolution 1706-008, to amend the general purpose school budget by $34,931. Commissioner Crowe moves. Commissioner Carter seconds. It has been moved and seconded to adopt Resolution 1706-008. Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of adoption, vote yes. If you're opposed, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, there are 17 yes votes.
17 yes, 4 absent. I've been saying 4 no. It's been 4 absent. Motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F2F. The chair will stand for a motion on item F2F. Resolution 1706-010, establishing an agreement that extends beyond the current fiscal year for Chromebooks for Blount County schools. Commissioner Bowers moves. Commissioner Carter came through a little quicker. Second. It's been moved and seconded to adopt Resolution 1706-010.
Just a minute. Let me go back to that. We're taking Carter.
Bowers and Carter.
Okay.
Pending motion is to adopt 1706-010. Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of adoption, vote yes. If you're opposed to the adoption, vote no.
Commissioner Daly, do you wish to vote? Mr. Chairman, there are 14 yes votes, 2 no votes, and 1 abstain.
14 yes, 2 no, 1 abstain. The motion carries. The resolution's adopted. The next item of business is F3. The chair will stand for a motion on item F3, Resolution 1706-001, to fix the tax levy in Blount County, Tennessee for the year beginning July 1st, 2017.
So moved.
Commissioner Carver moves. Is there a second? Commissioner Lewis seconds. It has been moved and seconded to adopt Resolution 1706-001. Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of adoption, vote yes. If you're opposed, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, there are 15 yes votes and 2 no votes.
15 yes, 2 no. The motion carries. The resolution's adopted. The next item of business is item F4. The chair will stand for a motion on item F4, Resolution 1706-002, to make appropriations for various funds, departments, institutions, offices, agencies of Blount County, Tennessee, for the year beginning July 1st, 2017 and ending June 30th, 2018.
So moved, Mr. Chairman. Second, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Bennett moves. Commissioner Kaler seconds. It has been moved and seconded to adopt Resolution 1706-002. Commissioner Daly, do you seek the floor?
Questions. First of all, I noticed in our budget there were there were 13 line items that didn't have names, they just had numbers. Now I looked them all up finally, but I was surprised to find the numbers were not in numerical order. So
Commissioner, can you direct me to those? I'm looking at Resolution 1706-002, and I see titles for all of these. You said you were looking at numbers.
No. If you look at the entire budget.
We're voting, the motion on the floor is to adopt the resolution 1706-002.
Okay, which is the budget. Correct?
It's the resolutions that's pending matter before the body.
Yes. Okay. Every year our budget gets bigger, and I know it didn't get as big this time, but down the road, if it gets too much bigger, I know everybody got automatic raises, which is fine, but in a couple of years the taxes are going to be raised again if we don't. Other people in counties are cutting budgets. I just wish we could. What? Commissioner
Kaler stated point of order that discussion's not germane. I will rule against the point of order. Commissioner Daly, you can continue. Please. The rule of chair has been challenged. If you'll set the board up for a vote.
Do this every time.
If you are in favor of upholding the rule of the chair, are you ready, Madam Clerk?
Do I get to vote?
If you're in favor of upholding the rule of the chair, vote yes. If you're opposed to the rule of the chair, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, there are 9 yes votes, 7 no, and 1 abstain.
9 yes, 7 no. The rule of the chair is not upheld, takes 11 votes. So, Commissioner Daly, if you'll yield the floor, is there any more discussion? The pending motion is to adopt Resolution 1706-002. Commissioner Daly, you were the last person recognized. Does anyone else wish the floor? Commissioner Daly, I will recognize you.
Okay, also in this,
Please speak to the motion on the floor, the adoption of the resolution, please.
I know that last year we didn't have enough monies to meet the benefits of the employees in our insurance, and we were told that the insurance was going up. And now we're going to offer the premium with a smaller deduction.
State your point of order, sir.
It's the budget.
Commissioner,
I do not agree.
Commissioner Kaler, the chair rules that is a question about the appropriation of funds. Chair rules that discussion is in order.
I challenge the rule of the chair.
The rule of the chair has been appealed. Clerk, time to set the board up. Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of upholding the rule of the chair, vote yes. If you're opposed to the rule of the chair, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, there are 10 yes votes, 6 no votes, and 1 abstain.
The rule of the chair is not upheld. Commissioner Daly, you must yield the floor. Commissioner Kaler, do you seek the floor? No, sir. The pending motion is to adopt Resolution 1706-002. Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of adopting the resolution, vote yes. If you're opposed to the adoption, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, there are 15 yes votes and 2 no votes.
15 yes, 2 no. The motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is item F5. The chair will stand for a motion on item F5, Resolution 1706-009, to authorize the issuance of interfund capital outlay notes in the aggregate principal sum not to exceed $1,272,000. Commissioner French moves. Is there a second? It has been moved and seconded to adopt Resolution 1706-009. Commissioner Daly, you're recognized.
Yes, thank you. For some reason, I didn't catch this the first time around. This says this is for capital outlay note. I'd like to know if this, we're going to be borrowing money from who? Is it the school board borrowing money or the commission borrowing money? Who would be able to answer that?
The resolution is fairly clear. Mr. Vineyard, will you please address the party lending and the party receiving?
The purpose of this resolution is to allow the county to lend money to the school board out of our debt service fund. It does not increase the county's borrowing capacity in any way.
Thank you, Mr. Vineyard. Commissioner Daly?
Okay, so that is allowed for the debt service. I mean, do we have the same amount every year for the debt service?
We just passed a tax levy Resolution 1706-001, and it gives a breakdown of the number of pennies
Right.
that were allocated to debt service.
So all of this that we're talking about is really in the budget.
Pardon me?
So all of these next ones we're going to be talking about are covered in the budget already?
This is a separate item of business outside of the budget.
Outside of the budget.
That's why it followed the approval of the appropriations budget. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Pending motion is to adopt 1706-009. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt the resolution.
Mr. Chairman, there are 15 yes votes and 2 no votes.
15 yes, 2 no. The motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F6. The chair will stand for motion on item F6. Resolution 1706-012 to adopt a healthy workplace policy.
So moved, Mr. Chairman. Second.
Commissioner Lewis moves. Commissioner Carver seconds. It's been moved and seconded to adopt Resolution 1706-012. Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of adoption, vote yes. If you're opposed to adopting the resolution, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, there are 16 yes votes and 1 abstain.
16 yes, 0 no, 1 abstain. The motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F7. The chair will stand for a motion on item F7, Resolution 1706-013, to adopt medical plan designs for Blount County government.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Lewis moves. Is there a second?
Second.
If you'll withdraw your second, Commissioner Carver. Commissioner Bennett seconds. It's been moved and seconded to adopt Resolution 1706-013. Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of adopting the resolution, vote yes. If you're opposed to adopting the resolution, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, there are 14 yes votes, 1 no vote, and 2 abstain.
14 yes, 1 no, 2 abstain. The motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F7. The chair will stand for a motion on item F8. F8. Resolution 1706-014 to adopt the employer premium rate structure for Medical Plan 1 for Blount County government. Commissioner Kaler moves.
Second.
Commissioner Lewis seconds. Is moved and seconded to adopt Resolution 1706-014. Commissioner Caskey, you're recognized.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We've been trying to make some adjustments to the insurance structure. We actually tripled the employee premiums about a year ago, and then at the same time we went up about 270% on the out-of-pocket expense for employees. And then we went with a 6% increase last time, and now we're asking for a 10% increase. We put in place some other measures that we're trying to help control the cost. And when we do this 10%, there's very little left for departments to do anything for their employees, salary-wise or anything else. So in an attempt to help the departments maybe help their employees a little bit, I'd like to offer an amendment, Mr. Chairman.
State your amendment.
Mr. Chairman, on a resolution under the second whereas under plan, the first bullet, employee only, under employee premium, strike 475 and insert 465. Employee premium remains the same. Total premium would be $550 instead of $560. The second bullet, employee plus spouse, the employer premium, strike 1085, insert 1060. Employee premium remains $200. Total premium would be strike 1285, insert 1260. Third bullet, employee plus child or children, strike 1085, insert 1060. Employee premium remains $175. Total premium would be $1235 instead of $1260. The fourth bullet, family, under employer premium, strike 1085, insert 1060. Employee premium remains $225. Total premium, strike 1310, insert 1285.
1255, 55?
1285, Mr. Chairman.
1285.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
What that is, that's an effective 5%
Just a moment.
increase.
Is there a second? Second. Commissioner Carter seconds.
Mr. Chairman, that's a 5% increase instead of a 10%, and that would be effective for 2018.
We have a motion made and seconded to amend Resolution 1706014, made by Kavsky, seconded by Carter. Under plan premium, employer premium, striking 475, insert 465. Total premium, strike 560, add insert 550. Employee plus spouse, strike 1,085, insert 1060. Total premium, strike 1285, insert 1260. Employee plus children, strike 1085, insert 1060. Under total premium, strike 1260, insert 1235. Under family, strike 1085, insert 1060. Total premium, strike 1310, insert 1285. Commissioner Akers, you're recognized to speak on the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So with this amendment, it appears as if there was a mistake made in the overall premium, because he's not asking, this amendment is not asking to help the employee, it's to help Blount County, which is great if the premium's not going up as much as the plan looks like it was going up. So if the total premium that was listed here is what we were going to have to pay, I'm at a loss. I don't understand how we can just arbitrarily say we're not going to pay as much premium.
It's being put into the fund.
Okay.
All expenses are paid out of the fund for claims. Just a moment. Is the HR director here? If you'll come forward, please. Can you help clarify the question that Commissioner Akers has?
Not really sure I understand what the question is. Can we repeat
Mr.
it, please?
Akers, if you'll state your concern again, please, sir.
So in the private sector, our insurance carrier tells us how much our premium is going to be, and we determine how much the employer is going to pay and how much the employee is going to pay. And this resolution was prepared with a specific total premium, and this amendment is not helping the employee at all, it's just helping the employer. And I wanted to know if we indeed don't need to be paying as much money, or if there was a mistake being made and we were trying to help the employee and now we're just helping the county. I'm just trying to get it clarified. I'm not really arguing it, I'm just trying to get it clarified.
You have the floor.
Yes, so I think it's important to note that we are a self-funded organization. So we, as this body, sets our rates for whatever we deem necessary. And the recommendation that was on that resolution is what the committee felt it was necessary to recommend and bring to this body. So I don't believe there was a mistake, no.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Morgan. Mr. Aker, you still have the floor, sir.
I think that answers my question. Thank you very much.
Commissioner Kaler, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you,
Speak on the amendment.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I agree with fellow commissioner. I'm a little confused as well, but I want to make two points. First point is I don't want to seem argumentative with Commissioner Caskey. That's not my intent. And I also want to say that there's a lot of county employees in here tonight, and if you know me at all, you know that I would never do anything to harm the employee. I hope you know that. Check my voting record. I will not do anything to harm the employee. But I have been on the HR and Insurance Committee for a number of years, and I know that we were facing a situation where it might be that we did not have the money to pay the claims for the employees of this county. And I would like to ask Mr. Cole Harris if he would come to the podium. I'd like to ask him a question.
Well, Ms. Morgan, if you'll come back up, please.
That'll be fine.
Commissioner Kaler, what's your question?
Ma'am, if you
Sir,
don't...
if you'll address the question to the chair, we'll get an answer.
Mr. Chairman, my question is, would you please explain the situation that went... I know it's a long story, but in a short time, see if you can explain the situation. We were losing hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And correct me if I'm wrong, but we were facing an issue where we may not be able to continue providing the insurance that we provide for our employees. Is that a safe assumption?
Ms. Morgan, you're recognized.
Yes, we were losing approximately close to $300,000 a month in expenses, I mean, with claims and in the administrative costs. So it's not just claims and prescription claims that we have to factor in. There are also administrative costs for just having a plan. So we have to pay our TPA to administer the plan and those types of things as well. So yes, we were at risk in the plan.
Commissioner Kaler.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll say this, as a government employee myself, been a government employee for almost 30 years, the comfort that I have as a government employee, knowing that I am going to have insurance, could very easily be more important than paying a little bit more on my premium. My intent is to make sure that our insurance coverage remains solid and that we have the money to do what we have promised our employees we will do for them. Thank you.
Mr. Lewis, you're recognized on the motion to amend.
Yeah, and my point follows all those in that all of that information was presented to the HR committee who made this resolution or brought this resolution forward to this commission. And I think to change any of that, especially without the approval of that committee, would be to undermine what their intent was. Thank you.
Commissioner Bennett, you're recognized on the motion to amend, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And these comments are made in all due respect to my esteemed colleagues, but we've just set a budget with these rates in it, and I think we need to be very careful because we have no idea what's going to happen at the federal level to the HCA and to what happens with insurance. And so, with all due respect, I'm going to have to be against this amendment.
Commissioner French, you're recognized on the motion to amend, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a few questions for our HR director, and I'll address the chair.
Ask the chair. We'll get you an answer.
First question is, how long have we been losing $300,000 a month, I think you said? And second question is, did we have
Let's do one at a time, sir. Ms. Morgan, you're recognized.
I don't know if I brought the right report, so give me just a moment here. I'm looking. I don't want to say for sure, but I can tell you that the HR committee took measures with the changes that we've made to the plan and the rates in the past to kind of, to stop that bleeding, and the fund is making progress. So we are moving in the right direction with the changes that the HR committee and this body have adopted in the last 2 years since I've been in this position.
Commissioner French.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My next question is, did we have a particularly unfortunate year as far as claims go? And is this the reason why we were losing money?
Ms. Morgan.
Without having all of the claims data in front of me, I mean, we have had years in the past where we have had rough years with claims. So without having the data in front of me right at this moment, I couldn't tell you specific years.
Ms. Morgan, is Cole here this evening?
He is.
Would
Yes,
he
sir.
have that data?
It's possible. Do you have that with you?
Thank you, Ms. Morgan.
I'm not sure if he has it exactly, but maybe he can.
We'll try to get Commissioner
Okay.
French an answer. Mr. Harris, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you,
You
Mr.
understand the
Chairman.
question?
Yes, please.
If you'll repeat the question, Mr. French.
Did we have an unfortunate year in claims as far as the past year, maybe the past 2 years, where the claims were quite a bit higher than what we were used to in the past?
Mr. Harris.
Mr. Chairman, no, the past year the claims weren't abnormal and they were not higher than expected. It was more of digging out of the hole that we were facing already from the years past. It is more from medical trend, and I can tell you from, we use the Siegel Public Sector Benefits Survey, which surveys all the public sector benefits across the country, and the average trend for 2017 alone came out to 7.6%. So what that means is if you have the exact same claims in 2017 that you had in 2016, like the exact same diagnoses, your costs would be 7.6% greater than they were the prior year. So just even if you have the exact same claims year after year, you have to account for trend, and that's just the fact that the cost for prescriptions, doctor visits, everything else goes up every year. Last year is 7.6%. We expect in 2018 for it to be slightly higher. Now in prior years, I didn't work with the county prior to the middle of 2015. I can say in the middle of 2015 and beyond, it looked like from 2015 that there was just not enough funding to cover the claims at that point. We have made some progress, as Ms. Morgan had mentioned, and we've put some measures in place with this upcoming year to help slow trend for future years.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Harris. Commissioner French?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have another question or two.
Okay, ask.
Is the particular progress due to the fact that the rates were increased the last several years?
Ms. Morgan?
Probably.
One more time, Commissioner French.
Were these the particular progresses we've made in the last 2 years that you mentioned, I'm going to assume that they were due to the increases in premiums over the last few years?
Ms. Morgan.
Yes, due increases in premiums and plan design changes that the body made. It was a combination of the two.
Thank you, Ms. Morgan.
Last question.
Yeah.
The percentage that Mr. Cole presented to us as far as trends go, if we stay the same, there's a 7.6% increase is predicted. While we can't predict the future, I know that, but that is predicted. How about from 2015 to 2016, when the rates were increased, and how about from 2016 to 2017? What rates were predicted, and did those rates hold true to the prediction?
Ms. Morgan, or do you wish to answer that? Mr. Harris, if you'll come forward, sir.
Yeah. Whenever we set rates for 2016 to 2017, we anticipated that the revenue would be about neutral compared to the claims. So while the rates increased, we had a deficit that we had to overcome to begin with. So the deficit of $300,000 per month is what we were trying to stop the bleeding at, and to mitigate having to increase the rates to the employees even greater than we did in 2016. The rates that were set pretty much kept it neutral, and we came out to be pretty close to neutral. We were probably closer to around $100,000 surplus that first year of 2016. Now this past year, it was similar. We're expecting it to be about revenue neutral, and it appears from some of the figures we've looked at, we were out right around $80,000 less than we anticipated. So it was very close to what we expected.
So 80,000. What is the total amount of the claims for the year?
Let's see here, I've got that. So the total for 2016, the total expenditures the total claims came out in 2016 at $17,046,000.
$17,046,000.
And then you also have administrative expenses that go on top of that. So that was
How
just
much
the
are
claims.
those?
The administrative expenses were $535,916.
Commissioner French, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you,
Chair
Mr. Chairman.
apologizes.
Just a statement. The reason I'm asking these questions is I agree with Commissioner Caskey that we need to take care of our employees. But I served on the insurance committee at one time. But I also agree with Commissioner Kaler that we need to protect ourselves if we have a year that we have more claims than normal. So that's the reasoning for my questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Bowers, you're recognized on the amendment, sir.
Yeah, just a couple of quick comments, Mr. Chairman. Anytime I can vote to reduce the amount the county employees have to pay, then I would be for it. Most county employees don't make that much to start with. So saying that, and I guess I'm going to direct this at Commissioner Caskey. If we pass this amendment, would it still be a 5% increase?
Mr. Caskey is maker of the motion. If I understand your amendments, these are reducing the employer premium, not the employee premium.
That is correct, Mr. Chairman.
Let me turn your mic's on.
This is only directed at employer premium. We were not discussing the employee premiums.
Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Allen, you haven't spoken on the motion to amend.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would really love if you could get the financial director's opinion on this amendment.
Mr. Vineyard, do you care to opine on this motion, although you do not have a vote?
No, I understand that. Mr. Chairman, it's been stated that the budget that you just approved incorporates the premiums that are contained in the resolution before this amendment is considered. If I may, I'd like to add some context to what's been said. We've used the term bleeding, and we don't mean that literally, but in the health fund, July 2014, we had $5,099,000 in cash in the health fund. 1 year later, July 15, we had $4.1 million in the health fund in cash. July 16, $734,000 in cash in the health fund. As of the end of last month, thanks to the changes that have been made by the HR committee and approved by this body, we have $2.5 million. I would suggest to you anything that reduces the income stream to the health fund might lead to an outcome we don't enjoy.
Commissioner Allen?
I yield the floor. Thank you, sir.
Commissioner Akert, you're recognized to speak on the amendment, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So these premiums have gone up 10%. Is that correct from where they were last year? That's the recommendation, that all of this has gone up 10%? Is that correct?
Ms. Morgan, or the chairman of the HR committee? Mr. Caskey, do you have that number, sir?
Mr. Chairman, the 10% that we're talking about here on the increase is 10% that was recommended by, well, I'm not sure who it was recommended by, but it finally came to the HR committee via the broker. Now, the 10% was put into budgets for all the departments. All this does is reduce the employee premium to 5% and giving flexibility to the departments if they want to take that other 5% and help their employees a little bit in salaries. That's the intent of this whole amendment. It does not affect the revenue stream going into the fund. It doesn't affect it at all. It lowers what would have gone into it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Caskey. Commissioner Akert, you have the floor. Does that answer your question?
Somewhat, but we've been told that we're anticipating that last year the increase, that our actual expenditures increased 7.6%, and we're expecting that the forecast is for that to be higher than that. So if we only move up 5% rather than the 10% that was proposed, we're setting ourselves up intentionally to run negative if it follows even what it did last year. So that was where I was confused, and that's the point I'm trying to make, that it doesn't mathematically work. If we had 7.6 and the new proposal of this amendment is to only have 5, if it stays the same, we lose 2.6%. And again, he said that it was forecasted for 18 to be even higher. I don't think that we should reduce the 10%. I'm not one that likes to spend money, as per my no votes often, but this makes no sense to not do this when you've already approved the budget for it, and the forecast for the expense is there for it.
So, Commissioner, are you speaking for or against the amendment?
It looks like it's against the amendment because it doesn't make mathematical sense. I'm sorry, it's a very confusing issue, but based on the numbers that have been presented to me in here today, it doesn't make mathematical sense for us to back that out. So, thank you.
Commissioner Stinnett, you're recognized on the motion to amend, sir.
Chairman, if we vote to decrease that amount of money, and Cole's recommendation happens, then we could be right back where we was at 2 years ago, and could be in the point where we would have to increase premiums to the employees because we won't have the money to pay the bill. Thank you, sir.
Are the members ready for the question? The pending motion is to amend Resolution 1706-014 by amending the employer premiums and the total premiums. Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of the amendment, vote yes. If you're opposed to the amendment, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, there are 4 yes votes, 11 no votes, and 2 abstained.
4 yes, 11 no, 2 abstain. The motion to amend fails. The pending motion is to adopt Resolution 1706-014. Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of adopting the resolution, vote yes. If you're opposed to adopting the resolution, vote no. Mr.
Chairman, there are 14 yes votes, 1 no vote, and 2 abstain.
14 yes, 1 no, 2 abstain. The motion carries. The resolution's adopted. The next item of business is F9. The chair will stand for a motion on item F9, Resolution 17-06015, to adopt a premium rate structure for dental plan for Blount County government.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Lewis moves. Second. Commissioner Carver seconds. It's been moved and seconded to adopt Resolution 17-06015. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt the resolution.
Mr. Chairman, there are 14 yes votes and 3 abstain.
14 yes, 3 abstain. The motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F10. The chair will stand for a motion on item F10, Resolution 17-06016, to adopt voluntary convenient care telemedicine for Blount County government.
So moved.
Commissioner Carver moves.
Second.
Commissioner Lewis seconds. It has been moved and seconded to adopt Resolution 17-06016. Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of adopting the resolution, vote yes. If you're opposed to adoption, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, there are 16 yes votes and 1 abstain.
16 yes, 1 abstain. The motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is item F11. The chair will stand for a motion on item F11, Resolution 17-06017, approving employee benefit vendors for Blount County government.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Lewis moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner French got the second. It's been moved and seconded to adopt 17-06017. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt the resolution.
Mr. Chairman, there are 16 yes votes and 1 abstain.
16 yes, 1 abstain. The motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F12. The chair will stand for motion on item F12. Resolution 17-06018, approving the Blount County Sheriff's Office open records policy. Commissioner French moves. Commissioner Allen seconds. It's been moved and seconded to adopt Resolution 17-06018. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt the resolution.
Mr. Chairman, there are 17 yes votes.
17 yes. The motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is item G, statements and announcements. Does any member have a statement? Mr. Mayor, I guess you'll continue your statement.
Hope everybody remembers where I was there.
The clock's not running, Mr. Mayor.
First of all, I want to thank this commission for passing this year's budget. There was a lot of hard work went into this budget and preparing it, and I think it's very important that we note that this budget requires no tax increase and creates no additional debt. I'd like to say I also appreciate the Budget Committee, each and every one of you, the hard work that you all put into this process. It was a long, drawn-out process, and many days were spent working on this budget, and I appreciate you. I also want to say how much I appreciate the accounting staff. Finance Director Randy Vineyard, and all of the people around me here who have worked tirelessly, long hours putting this budget together. But I want to really say that how much I appreciate the elected officials in this county and the hard work that they have done putting their budgets together. The fact that they were very conservative, the fact that they, everything that was put together in each one of these departments' budgets was done with the citizens in mind. And I think that all of our elected officials are be commended, as well as our department heads and our employees, who work very, very hard to make this budget work and provide excellent services to the people in Blount County every day. And Blount County, as you all know, is a beautiful place that we're all very blessed to live in. And I think it's very important as elected officials that we always continue to work every day with this in mind, to keep the beauty, build the economy, maintain affordability to our citizens, and ensure that the blessings of this county are passed on to the generations that follow us. I don't think thank you gets said enough, but I do want to say thank you to each one of you commissioners for the vote tonight, and thank you to the elected officials and the employees of Blount County for the excellent services that they provide for the people of Blount County. Thank you.
Commissioner Kaler, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to say how proud I am of our Finance Director, Randy Vineyard, and his excellent staff. I hope everybody had an opportunity to read in the newspaper this past week that I think we were one of only 16 counties in the state of Tennessee. Am I correct in that?
12.
That's even better. My accolades to you, working with you and your staff makes me feel very comfortable in the decisions that I have to make that affect every single person that live in this county, and I appreciate the due diligence that you all do to help me make good decisions. Thank you.
Anyone else? The next, Commissioner French, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner Kaler stole my thunder.
Sorry.
But I was hoping Commissioner Allen would speak, but as members of the Audit Committee, I want to reiterate what Commissioner Kaler said. It's outstanding that we're one of 12 counties that had no findings. And the reason we didn't is because of the excellent staff we have in Blount County. And I just want to speak from the Audit Committee and say thank you to everybody that's involved in the process. And I know I speak for all the Audit Committee. So thank you, folks. We appreciate that. And just keep up the good work.
The chair would like to add a thanks for the more than 14 votes required tonight to put the Sheriff's Office open records policy. Approve that tonight. That keeps us from having a call meeting on June 29th or an audit finding if we didn't. So I want to thank you for your consideration tonight. Apologize, but not very often do we put an item on the agenda, but and it requires 2/3 vote. So the chair thanks everyone for stepping up this evening so we got that matter handled tonight and not put us through the extra expense of a call meeting. Any other announcements or statements? Item H, public input on items not on tonight's agenda. Sir, if you'll come forward and introduce yourself.
Jim Hinkle, District 10. Mr. Chairman, with all due respect, I'm a firm believer in rules and regulations and so forth. And with all the law enforcement here tonight, I'm not going to admit to violating any rules or regulations in my lifetime. But I think there are exceptions to everything. And I think with the mayor trying to make his presentation tonight is a good example.
He had a point that statements and announcements, we have to treat everyone equally, if you'll please stop the clock, so Mr. Hinkle, but
Here we
continue,
go
sir.
again, breaking my chain of thought. That's what I'm leading up to, Mr. Chairman. I think there should be something, if the mayor or department head is up here trying to explain something, I don't think he should be held to that 3-minute rule. I really don't.
Anyone else? Next item on the agenda is item I, adjournment. Without objection, hearing no objection, this meeting is adjourned.